What is going on, everybody? Man, Mike is back with another video. Back here to talk about iOS 17.1. Now, if you want a cheat code how to get the stable build before the official release, if you join the beta program, you can actually either A, don't join the beta program. Well, you have to have access to it. So let's start there. You have to have access to the beta program, but turn it off for when you don't want beta updates. But as soon as you hear that the RC build is out, go ahead and turn beta updates on, and then receive the RC build, because typically 99% of the time the RC build or release candidate build is the actual stable release for the next iOS version. And so in this case, iOS 17.1 has dropped this week. It really dropped around like Tuesday-ish. But the reason why I'm doing this video now as opposed to waiting until Monday is because Apple actually released an RC2 build, which means there was something that was still kind of buggy that they wanted to release to fix that and address that leading into the official release that should take place next week around Monday or Tuesday, which would be the 23rd or 24th. So that's a cheat code if you guys kind of want to get on to the official release before it's actually official. That's one way to do it. Don't do beta updates, but when you hear the RC build is out, turn on beta updates, update to the RC build, and then turn beta updates right back off. And so that's what I did here for the 17.1, and that's why I have it a few days early prior to next week. Now, it's also out. The 17.1 release is out for the iPads as well. iPad OS 17.1 is also out, but there was no RC2 build that I know of as of the recording of this video. So keep that in mind, and I have it running on my iPad as well. So what are some of the new features or additions or things Apple addressed with 17.1? Well, let's start with the lock screen. You always know I like starting from the outside, working my way in. So if we go into the lock screen, one of the things you can do now is upon customization, let's say I wanted to customize my current loadout right now with Photo Shuffle. Well, if I click on it and click on it again, I click the little settings icon down here in the corner. As you guys see, there's a new option called extend wallpaper. That's when you pinch to zoom and you want to actually have it a little hazy gradient up towards the top of the screen. You can actually do that with this here wallpaper. So I think the better idea is maybe try it with something I don't typically use that often. How about let's oh, okay. So not going I meant to customize. So if I go in here, I customize. I don't have it active now, right? But if I drag and drag it down, now I have it active up there. And then if I click this, you see the extend wallpaper and depth effect is on. Well, if I toggle it off, it'll reset itself to back to normal. And that's something I really, really like about the updates now because of that simple fact. And with this wallpaper, it actually looks like it does a good job of, oh, maybe it does. Yeah, the plus icon looks like it's actually hiding with the depth effect, but I don't think depth effect still works with widgets. So if I just place a widget there, as we see, yeah, it doesn't, the color blends in pretty nice, but it doesn't work. Now, if I did raise this, now I got the depth effect. So I think depth effect may have been addressed a little bit to get it to work, and function properly. And I'm glad they did that because I like what I got going on here. That's official look. And what I might do is actually kind of go back to this because I do like this wallpaper. So that's one of the features that they have here with the lock screen. The next feature also with the lock screen is if you wanted to add something new, you can now hit the plus icon over here in the corner. You can do photo shuffle up here at the top, as you guys can see. I hit photo shuffle, and now you can shuffle by album. And for me, I actually created a wallpaper album to use with photo shuffle, but the reason I'm not using it because it's not working correctly. And now, granted, I have like 173 wallpapers in that album, and it might be the reason why, but it also only rotates through about 7 or 8 wallpapers, and Apple's initial photo shuffle allows for 50. So even with that, it doesn't shuffle through many of the wallpapers. And I'm hoping that maybe that did get addressed here. So with the 1.2. So let's say I go on over here to, this is the one I had right here. So if I go ahead and click on it, and I have it designed by uh what you call it? Oh, by on lock. So if I do that and I open it, okay, it changed. That's two, that's three, that's four, that's five. I'm already seeing more than before. That's six, that's seven, that's eight, that's nine, that's 10. I think it works now. That's 11. I'm satisfied. So guess what? I'm back to using this wallpaper. Oh, no, let me speak out of turn. Okay. So I'm back with this wallpaper now. And I might actually change it back to daily or hourly so that way it cycles through a little bit faster, but we'll see. But the point is now that photo shuffle feature, using it by album actually works. We'll see if it shuffles through all 170 photos that I have, but at least we see it gave me at least 12 to 13. And just for good, yeah, it's still going. So good job, Apple, for fixing and addressing that in the 17.1 RC2 build. So for those who, don't know, that's part of the address features with the 17.1 RC2 release is Photo Shuffle album. And the other potential problem it addressed is those that may have been experiencing random shutdowns with their iPhones. I have not experienced this, nor was I really paying attention to see if I was, but I never had to, when I woke up in the morning, I had to put my passcode in order to access my iPhone. But apparently, users were experiencing their phone shutting down at night. So either at night or while charging at night, or I think even randomly throughout the day, it'll just cut off and then cut back on. And then another user even said they watched their phone boot down and then turn back on. So maybe that was also addressed with the RC2 build. But overall, I've already been noticing it's been doing a pretty good job so far. So that's 17.1 RC2 kind of addresses along with one of the features or a couple of the features with 17.1 in general. Now, if we want to jump into settings and we want to go down here to, where would it be at? Oh, sounds and haptics and ringtones. I have a custom ringtone. I use one of Chris Brown's songs there for mine. I use GarageBand to, of course, edit. You kind of have to screen record a sound and then take it to GarageBand, edit it down to however long you want to, and then you can save it as a ringtone. Blah, 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 right? Well, guess what? Now here, the text tones and ringtones that were customized, as well as the ones that Apple initially brought with iOS 17, they're back to being visible in the list here and much more accessible. So if you guys see there, they're all available right there at your use. So good job on Apple bringing that back and addressing that as well. Now, before we continue on with any more features of iOS 17.1, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like the button, ignite that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so I miss my videos, so we can continue to sit back, chillax, see what's cracking. Now let's get back into the video. While we're in settings, we're also going to go over here to the action button for iPhone 15 Pro series models. And with the action button, when in the pocket, it will not be triggered as easily. You have to press down and hold on it a little bit more in order for it to actually, act. And so for me, I leave it as my alert slider between ring and silent mode. But in the pocket, you won't have accidental pushes, activating certain things in your pocket. And it has extended or essentially took the, I'm getting a phone call. Uh, it has essentially taken the limiter off of certain functions, I think via shortcuts that you can now use for the action button. So I haven't really looked anywhere, but I wonder if that applied to Google Assistant, because people went right to Google Assistant to use that. So I don't know officially, so don't hold me to it, but I definitely know there's more functionality you can get out of the action button now via shortcuts. Now also in settings, if we go to general and we go to AirDrop, Apple has officially given us the ability to use cellular data for AirDrop actions. And that's something that they teased way back at WWDC, was not officially available when iOS 17 released. Now it is, and it allows you to walk away or leave range when you AirDrop something to somebody or vice versa, and it will use the internet or cellular connectivity to then continue processing the download, or maybe even potentially once you jump on your own, Wi-Fi network, it will continue the AirDrop feature right then and there. And that's also very, very good to see from Apple to also bring that feature, much sooner rather than later. I don't know what it is with Apple. Like even Apple does, well, Apple does it more now than other companies, but they unveil features, but then they're not available at launch. So hopefully that also gets addressed by Apple, but it's good to see that they were able to get that feature here ASAP. There is no journal app. Still not here with Apple, so I don't know what's going on there. Will it be an iPhone feature? Will it be an iPad feature? Will it be both? Most likely both. But the journal app is not here yet as well. And to cap off AirDrop, I've also noticed and seen AirDrop responds and acts and downloads faster overall. So kudos again to Apple for improving AirDrop. The next thing that we could talk about in settings is standby mode. So in standby mode, if you go to display, you can have automatically. Mine does automatically. I didn't even realize that, but that's the feature you can have. You can have after 20 seconds. You can have never. It just stays on all the time. Night mode and automatically probably work perfectly hand in hand because, of course, you probably want the screen off while you're at night, so that way you don't have to worry about light disturbing your sleep. And then motion awake is also something that I like having off because depending on how you have your phone um, positioned in your room, especially if you're using it at night, if you wave your hand in the air, that IR camera setup will catch it and will burst that light on. So be mindful when using the motion awake feature with standby mode for sure. But that's why you see I have it toggled off, and I like the automatic setting that they have here. For me personally, I have notification turned off so that way it doesn't even activate my standby mode because I really only use mine at night. Thinking about getting a dock for the living room. I don't know if I will. If anything, I would like standby mode to come with an iPad, and the iPad to have MagSafe built in, so that way it can magnetically dock and use standby mode, much similar to Samsung's daily board. That would be actually pretty fire on Apple's part to do that. Now, what else can we talk about? Apple Music. Now, upon going into Apple Music, one of my good songs here from Becky Hill and Chase and Status. Favorites is now here. So if you guys see there, that icon, favorites, has replaced the love action. So if I click on the settings, you see undo favorite. It's no longer like undo love or less love or whatever it's called. Now it's favorites, and they automatically swapped it, so you don't have to worry about losing your loved playlists or songs or whatever. That is now there, and you can favorite playlists as well. So if you're searching for anything in your library, you can have favorites pop up in here as well. And when you're in a playlist, it will now recommend songs to add to that playlist at the bottom of the playlist. So that's also pretty interesting to see. It's kind of similar to YouTube Music, I think, to some degree, but it's still good to see that Apple Music is still getting good, timely updates. You can also double tap the search button to search. I think that came with 17 or 17.1. Great feature. You don't have to always go up here and play hand trigonomics to to reach the search bar, which should be at the bottom half of the phone. And I believe there's another app you can do that in. It might be Apple Podcasts, where you can double tap the search icon to begin searching. Again, very, very nice, neat feature from Apple for Apple Music. And you can change your album artwork. Let's see. I think, am I able to do it here? You can change the album artwork for something. I got to figure out how to do. Oh, is it edit? Or is that to edit the songs? No, you can't. So if you hit the edit button, if you guys saw that, I'm sorry, sometimes I can't tell how close I am to the camera. But if you hit the settings up here at the top, and then you hit edit right there, you can change your album artwork. So they have some customized ones, of course, here, which is pretty cool. I actually might use one of these because I think I prefer it over what I currently have. And I guess you just leave it there and then hit done. And then, yes, and then it changes it. So that's my new driving music playlist. logo or icon, you can change the or artwork, I should say, you can change that there. Another nice little neat feature that can go a long way when creating your playlist in Apple Music. These are most of the features that was added with 17.1, along with probably general improvements and optimizations, especially with the screen display. Some people was experiencing burning, and really what it was I guess just the refresh rate was not acting correctly, and that was addressed with 17.1. So you won't have those ghosting slash, burning situations with your display going forward. Good job, Apple, for catching that and taking care of that as soon as possible. The reason why 17.1 is also probably out a little sooner is because of the RF radiation in, was it France? That is it's a little off over there. And so that's why they had to go ahead and drop that out. And so they might as well, what they could get addressed and fixed with 17.1, because with the betas, with these point updates, they usually last a little bit longer than a few weeks. And I mean, we barely had 2 betas and they already dropped, or barely 3 betas, and they already dropped the official release basically about a month after the release of iOS 17. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I would love for them to actually drop the updates a lot sooner, especially if it's features or apps that they said was coming to the device and they didn't drop at launch. So good to see Apple also fix that RF radiation problem. And the names may not appear when a call has been resolved. That's a bug that was fixed as well. I guess when you're calling somebody or when you're on the phone with somebody and someone's calling you, now the names will appear. So they fixed that as well, which is nice. Screen time syncs more properly across devices. So you want to see your screen time with either one of your iPads, iPhones, right? Maybe even, I guess, your watch. You'll be able to see that, and it's going to make more sense going forward. Location privacy has also been addressed. That was a bug whenever you, I guess, either turn on or turn off or reset, or after updates, your location privacy settings could sometimes get a little wild, could reset, simply reset. That has been addressed with this update as well. Another bug that was fixed was the keyboard latency. The keyboard wouldn't respond correctly. That has been improved and has been more responsive and very, very quick to the touch. So I can definitely personally say I've noticed that with the keyboard on this iPhone 15 Pro. Crash detection is more optimized. It won't be triggered easily while at like theme parks. So that's also something that's also good to see. That's kind of crazy if crash detection was really being triggered while at a theme park. I don't know if it's while you're on a ride or bumper cars or something like that. But if it was triggering crash detection, good thing Apple caught note of that. And that is it for bug fixes. One more thing to address, or two really, home support with Matter devices with locks is now supported with iOS 17.1. So that's also good to see. And iPadOS 17.1 has now added support for the new Apple Pencil with USB-C, which costs $80. My quick thoughts on that: I don't know why it doesn't have all of the features from the most recent Apple Pencil. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. I understand you're lowering the price, which is what should be the case, I guess, anyway, but to add certain features, which is like, oh wow, okay, they added that, but then remove like some of the most silliest features. I don't understand why they did that, but overall it's more affordable. I love the fact that it's USB-C, but if I did buy an Apple Pencil for my iPad, I would probably buy the last one, not the newest one, just because of certain features. It just doesn't make any sense. I think one of them some type of Bluetooth charging, or Bluetooth. It's not a Bluetooth based Apple Pencil. It's something like that. One of those features. I could look it up or throw it up on screen maybe. But it's definitely like a couple features is like, what? Oh, pressure sensitivity is not a feature that comes along with this Apple Pencil USB-C. Very weird. I know. I don't understand. Overall, again, I've been enjoying my use of my iPhone 15 Pro. Look out for my 3 weeks later review coming in a few days. Today is Friday as recording this video, and I think I got this up on Friday. And I'm about to play me some Spider-Man. But look forward to my thoughts on the cameras next week. Not over the weekend, but next week, sometime between Monday and Tuesday. We're going to be talking about the cameras on my next review of the iPhone 15 Pro, and hopefully you guys are also appreciating some of the more content that's starting to come to the channel. I'm finding some videos of my old stuff that I'm transforming into shorts and uploading those, so you guys didn't get to see some of my older videos. That's an opportunity for you guys to see right there, so be on the lookout for that as well. But that is iOS 17.1 for the iPhone 15 Pro. If you guys want to get it early, jump on the beta program only, download the RC builds if you don't want to do the beta stuff. I would like to have a second device. Even though I didn't have no problems with the beta, I still would personally like to have a second device to run the beta on, so that way I can also compare between my daily driver and the beta device. So for those reasons, that's why I'm just gonna rock stable / release candidate builds on my daily driver. But let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have any questions about anything that you guys have noticed with iOS 17 or 17.1, the beta program, the app, the new Apple Pencil USB-C, the potential new iPads and or M3 chip based devices that might be coming out soon. The comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, like that oh my goodness, hit the like button. Ignite the like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so that way you know my videos on my live. I don't live stream. So that way we can sit back, check, see what's cracking. With your man Micah signing out until the next video. Wait for